Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I see there's a few of us here today, and we are 105 right on time. Hope you all been doing well and keeping healthy. Let's see who's here. Nikki. Now, she says, Happy Hump Day, Mehran. Thank you very much. All right. And Abhinaba says, Hello, Mehran. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Abhi. Appreciate that. Sid says, Aloha, General. Aloha, Sid. How are you, dear? Good to see you here. Let me put this down here so Siri won't disturb us. And we have Sid says, Male 32 Estonia, thank you for that. Luna says, Salam, dear Mehran. Kaifik al-yum. Shukran ana tamam. And we have Stephen says, Hello, Mehran. Hello, Stephen. And Stephen says, Male 40 Los Angeles, thank you for that. And Sid says, let me just say, it was absolutely amazing speaking to you the other day. Have been reflecting a lot on what we spoke, and your insight simply awesome. Thank you, General. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. I'm delighted to hear this, that you share that with us. And thankful that our conversations to you all seems to be making a difference in the way you guys want to lead your lives. And I'm thankful for that. David says, Male 25, Dallas. And David says hello, and hello to you too. Nikki says, my message kept cutting off. What the heck? Anyways, when to treat myself? Sounds good to me. I haven't had that experience, and will never have that experience. And she says, juicing beets, carrots, apples, and ginger, wonderful. I should have done that today. Didn't have any beets, carrots, apples, but ginger. I have apples. And says, hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for taking good care of yourself. Juicing beets, carrots, apples. You know what? You can try the best recipe of the world's best lemonade, organic, without any water. And that is 3 apples, any kind of apple you like, green or red and delicious, whatever. If you want it sweeter, you find a different apple. But I like them green. So 3 green apples for me, or a mixture, maybe 1 red, 2 green, however you like it. 3 green apples and 1 whole lemon. 1 whole lemon, the yellow ones with skin and all. Everything with skin and all. Just put the apples, 1 apple, then the lemon, and then another apple to wash the lemon through, and then 3rd apple. And you will have the most delicious ever created lemonade that you've ever tasted. All right. And we have Luna says, I hail thee, the premium palette of minted herbal tea. On that note, let me have a sip. Yes, thank you. Sid says, I want to ask a question, Mehran. Of course. Says, my PhD supervisor has been unresponsive for the last 2 weeks. It is a little bit annoying. It was always like even when I was doing my actual research work. I have been writing him mainly to speak about my future, what to do next after PhD, and so on. But he's not responding. I was depending on him to maybe help or guide me what next. Now I'm plain anxious. What if he does not help me? What happens next? I think you get my point. Yes, your point is you're anxious. That's all. There's nothing else in there. Just relax. What should I do? Would love your advice. Okay. My advice is this. Chill. Chill, as the guy might be busy. Your supervisor for PhD might be having his own issues. Maybe a bad hair day or something. Who knows? Or bad hair weeks. But they all have different challenges in their lives. And not necessarily what we need and consider it priority may be a priority in other people's or experts or other people that we rely on to give us a helping hand. While they may be considerate and caring, but they have their own fish to fry sometimes. And at the same time, since they are somewhat the expert in the field, they know it's not that urgent right now. So they don't stop what they do in order to attend to what you have presented it as urgent. Many people think what they want is urgent because they've created a certain world in their consciousness, and in there it's been suggested to the time's running out. So they consider something urgent. But when other people on outside in reality, they look and say there's no rush for what this guy is asking. So they put it to get to it when it's time, no hurry. And also consider by nature some people are not really that responsive. They're just not. And there are doctors who simply don't respond to text or consultation necessary through email or whatnot on the same day. Well, it takes them maybe a week. I really couldn't understand. I don't think anybody's that busy in the world, but this is what we are facing. Some people, remember, you're facing with human beings. You're asking a consultation or a help of some kind from this fellow or somebody else, but they're all human beings. To you, it's a matter of organizational or guidance to something that is serious, that is reliance on the system, or it's supposed to be compatible to how the system works in the world. And to you, it's like everything is organized and it has to be fitting into the system and all that. It's really not like that. You may be focusing on the system, but he's a human being. He doesn't see it that way. So you need to a little bit chill down, and at the same time, these people need to be a little bit more concerned and punctual about responding to what other people are needing from them when they're in a position of authority. And it will all balance itself out. But the actual point here is that you really don't need to be that worried about it right now. I know you're organized, you want to be ahead of things and plan for things, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. Look, is there anything gonna happen by you worrying? Like when you're worrying, something is going to appear behind the head of the guy that you're hoping to receive an answer back, and it's gonna knock on his head, says, hey, listen, Sid is actually calling you. Your worry does not translate to that action, right? So your worry makes no difference. in the time that takes for the guy to wake up. So all you're doing, you're creating a certain kind of an anxiety, and then you wonder, oh, I've been anxious, why the guy's not responding? Because your anxiousness doesn't get to the guy. It's irrelevant to outside world. Your anxiety does not push or encourage a response from the outside world. All it does, it just makes you focus more on something that nothing is going to be changed to it by you focusing on it. So take your focus away and put it on something else. Your anxiety will go away about that issue, because whatever you focus on is what can give you anxiety, if it is the kind that could give you anxiety. When you take your focus away from that, whatever it is giving you anxiety, then there is no image, no thought, no subject to be the ingredient or basis for any anxiety to be formed, because there is no subject, there's no raw material for anxiety to be born, meaning there's nothing that you're focusing on. So take your focus away, the thought and image of that, whatever it is, disappears, and then you're fine to not be anxious. Look, anxiety comes from thought. Reaction to thought creates an emotion, and that thought is being latched onto by the negative brain, negative thought, and conjures up consequences that may never happen, and in most probably in many cases, it never happens. But while you are entertaining this, in the brain, the negative mind gives it a possibility, creates a scenario. And since you see that scenario of possibility that doesn't exist, but because the brain is doing its job, creating alert for dangers, looks for it, that's its job. Therefore, it conjures up that subject and goes to different tangents of possibilities of it, creates all kind of negative scenarios about it in order to alert you. Because it does that, it's its job, then you think it actually can happen. Because you think your thoughts are the window to the world, but they're totally irrelevant to the world. Transient thoughts, intrusive thoughts, negative thoughts, totally irrelevant. It's only based on what the brain is designed to do. Look for trouble, to protect you, because we've all been historically lived in a paranoia world, and the brain is conditioned to constantly look for danger, and then it carries that program into the stuff like this, that conjure up things about ideas, about things, possibilities, and always thinks about negative because it wants to say, you be alert, you be safe. And thinks that if I think of it, to go to the ends of the negativity of it, then I'm aware of it, then it will never happen, because then I'm aware. If it does, I know what to do. I'll stop it from the moment that I can see, oh, this is how the brain works. It's trying to do its job. Your job is to take your mandate, take your focus away from these things, so your brain can actually relax and you can live your life. Otherwise, you'll be always on the heightened alert situation and never relax, DEFCON 5. Always checking. That is gonna lead into disaster, craziness, and uncomfortable, unrelaxed life. So take your focus away. Therefore, there is no picture or thought created. Therefore, the world that you're seeing through its window would open to a bigger world. You see, there is a bigger possibility in world out there rather than the one that you've been thinking. That's all there is to it. What I think in here is the world. No, it's just a fragment of the craziness of human being that conjures up things and then believes that what he has conjured up is actuality. It is not actuality. It is just a thought. And now you're reacting to the emotion that this particular thought is creating. And because the emotion is real, you think the actuality of the thought and possibility of it happening is also real. A thought is an illusion. Non-existence is an idea, has no presence, has no life to it, but the emotion that this thought creates in your body is real because our biology reacts to thoughts. It's only a reaction, not an admission, not an agreement, not an evidence to actuality of what thought has conjured up. It's just designed to react by stimuli. And in stimuli, in most cases, is mental. As I said before, if you imagine a sour grape right now, green sour grape, you just picked from the tree, from the whatever, and then you put it in your mouth. A sour grape, it's sour, it's not ready yet. It's like a month before it can actually be sweet. It's now sour, green and sour. And then you top it up with a lime. You cut a lime, fresh lime, and put the drops in your mouth. Look, you're salivating right now. It's a reaction of the body to the thought. But there is no lemon, there is no sour grape. There is no reality to this scenario. There is no sour grape. There is no lemon. It's a thought of it which you react to it. And we react to many different thoughts. Nasty, intrusive, good, all kinds of, we react to thoughts. If you understand this, then you will not be so reactive to thoughts because you understand this thought is bullshit and I'm going to tell my biology that's bullshit, then it won't react because the brain doesn't understand the difference between virtuality and actuality. So the body is designed to save you, to react to things that seems real and things that are real. And the brain, whatever it thinks, it always looks real. When you believe it, the body doesn't want any evidence that, is it actually happening? Is the spear or the gunfire is actually coming towards me? I should duck now? Or is it a thought? Is it a thought that is actually real, or is it the real arrow is coming towards me? It doesn't ask that. The body says, I'm going to move because I got a notion from the outpost brain tells me something is about to hit me, so I'm going to move. Even though it was just a thought, illusion. Just like somebody has a baseball in his hand and he does this, but he doesn't throw the ball. And you're going to move because you thought it's going to throw. So you think it's correct and you react to the thought. You don't wait until it actually hits you. So, oh, that was real. I should have moved. You do it because you're designed to do. So you react to every thought that comes on, but that doesn't mean that you agree with the thought. Your reaction to thought in any emotional or physical manner is not an evidence for the thought to actually be you or you agree to it. You're reacting to something that your system is designed to protect you, alert you, and you're reacting to it. That's all. This thought could be anything. Thought of a thinking of a warm food, thought of a thinking that some intrusive thoughts, some nasty thoughts that is insulting to you, some whatever it may be, intrusive thoughts are all kinds. Thought should not be able to control you, and you should not always follow reactions that your body makes to thought, because understand it, that's just a reaction to thought. That doesn't make the thought real or actuality or truthful. Not at all. Body reacts, and it reacts because it's designed to react to protect you. But that is not an evidence. Oh, my body reacted, so the thought is actuality, is possibility, is real, it represents me. No, it doesn't do any of that. So same thing for you. Change your thoughts, change your mood, change your thoughts, and anxiety goes away. All right. Let's go to Gavin says, hey Mehran, male 27 USA. Remember talk to you about my exam? Yes, yesterday. I made 93. Ooh, my goodness, that's great. I made 93 out of 100. I made it. Wait, I have a few more to go. Good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you. That's excellent job. What else? What better could it be? See, it pays off. When you enjoy your studying, you'll learn a lot more and you'll get better results. Sid says now, okay, no, that one, that's already done. Gatto says, hello, Mr. Mehran, male 34, Italy. Como stai? Or Buonasera. And Luna says, I was sorely disappointed to find that chamomile wasn't even stocked, which point I inwardly chuckled at the thought. Dear Mehran is so loyal to this brand flavor that he must have pre-ordered in bulk. Really? What do you mean? You can't find organic chamomile tea by Taylor's of Harrogate in UK? Is that what you're saying? No, the stores here have it. They have all kinds of it. Like maybe 6 or 7 different kinds of tea. Citron ginger, peppermint, chamomile, then other stuff that they have. Luna says, due to COVID, so much so that London is out of stock. Really? Tell them I've got some with a good price. I may actually let them have some. No, it's abundant here. Just go across the street and pick them up. They export it. They probably sell it more expensive, and that's why they export it. And Luna said, but I still came home a happy camper as I managed to bag lemon and ginger. Ah, you did, didn't you? And rose lemonade flavors. And I'm gracefully sipping the latter of the two. Rose lemonade flavors. That must be something interesting. Of the two as we speak. Ah, I'm a Taylor's convert now. Thanks to your tea. Well, write the buggers and let them know that there is a guy who actually sells tea for them. And start supporting the channel, they better. I'm turning into Yoda, you know. I finish my sentences with. All right. Now we have Karim Habeni. Says, hi, mister. Listened to you for 4 years ago. I had some problems in life. Where is your tea? Always enjoy when you drink tea. Yes, it's right here. And hello, Karim. Welcome. Don't forget, we have a protocol, meaning we ask to know gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Just like anybody else up here has done, like Gavin, like maybe 4 or 5 paragraphs above you. It says, hey, Mehran. Then it says M27 USA, male 27 from USA. So I'd appreciate if I could have that so I know a little bit more about you. Luna says, no, Luna did say. And Zaxtro says, hey, Mehran. Hello, Zax. Zax. I don't know where to stop. Zach or Zax or Zaxtro. Anyway, hello back. And Zach says, hope you're doing well today, Mehran. Hello, everyone. He says, thank you very much, Zach. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well as well. too many wells here. Hope you're doing well as well. Well, and we have Luna says, ceremony skills and Zen videos. Arigato, arigato gozaimasu, sensei. どういたしまして。どういたしまして。Ceremony skills and Zen. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Banzai. Nikki says 3 apples plus 1 lemon sounds fantastic. Yes, that's all you need to do. 3 green apples and 1 lemon, skin and all. But put the lemon between the first or second apple so it can kind of washes it through when the apple comes through the juicer. And we'll definitely give that a try. Thank you for recommendation. Oh, you won't stop drinking that stuff. That's the best. I used to make that when my son was little, and he had his friend over, and I would make them when they were playing. I would make them that, and that was just the best lemonade, all fresh and organic. And remember the lemon, skin and all. And Sagar says, does crying help with anxiety? Crying is good whenever you feel like it. Go for it. But you gotta, again, crying is a reaction to something that you're doing to cleanse yourself or make yourself feel good. It's an emotional reaction to something, but try to find out what that something is that is causing that, which is the anxiety, right? And then think about the thought that comes to your head. Think about all the things that you're running with it when it never is going to happen, and whatever is a concern about is in the future, and the future is not even here. Then you will understand that there's no place or reason for anxiety, because anxiety is a fear base. It only happens when you compare what it was to what it is, what it could be, and then suddenly you created a fear. Otherwise, by itself, it doesn't exist. It's your comparison through your thought that creates all these type of fears and anxieties. All right. Luna says, no, it was not at my local Whole Foods, but I meant it in jest. I see. Says, please go back and read my initial message if you can, dear Mehran. It begins with the following line. You've been heavily on my mind. Oh, really? Let's go check it out. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Salam Mehran. And then after that says, I hail thee, the premium palette. And then it says, I missed that one. You say, you've been heavily on my mind today. A thought a light at Whole Foods on my daily walk in the park. Okay. I made a special trip as I thought, let's see just how divine tailors of Harrogate can be. Okay. And I was sorely disappointed to find that chamomile wasn't even stocked. Oh, they have a Whole Foods in UK? Honestly? Cool. And which I point inwardly chuckled at the thought. Dear Mehran, oh, I see now. Okay, got it. Understood. Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. Now, so, oh, Matthew's here, guys. What do you think we should do with Matthew, guys? All together? Says Matthew has entered the room, and I have an announcement too. Matthew has just left the room. There we go. And Ben entered the room. Says, hello, Mehran. I still stink like fish. All right, then it's time for you to go swim and wash up. There we go. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. I wonder why these guys even show up. All right. Have a nice day, guys. And we have... Gavin says, 17 watching, only 2 likes. That's shameful. That's it, Mehran. No answering question. That's right. Roman says, male 41, Czech Republic. Dear Mehran, I am after recent breakup. Do you think I should focus now on my career or on pursuit new woman? Why not both? What's wrong with that? Remember, you have woman, you don't have career, you don't have woman. You have career, you don't have woman, but you will have woman if you have career. So career is important, but you can pursue both. And says, or to get new hobby, don't have time for all this. Come on. Yeah, you may think that way, but you can. You focus on your career, focus on your hobbies, focus on your taking care of yourself, fitness, nutrition, all that. But when the woman shows up in your life, then you will decide. Otherwise, you can't be just going out. I'm going to go out for a woman. No, it's not a grocery shopping. You just do your life, and then these sort of acquaintances happens. And if it did happen, then you will gauge it then. But you don't have to have a plan for it, okay? From now until 2 weeks from now, I will be pursuing woman. And after that, I will pursue bike riding. And then I will just live your life. Career, regular day-to-day life, and then relationship may happen. And if it did, then you'll gauge it and examine it. Sagar says, male 33 India. Thank you for that. Male 33 India. Parveen says, male 28 India. Thank you for that. What are you guys doing here? All of you from India. This is the wrong time for you. You guys should be sleeping. It's like 2:30 in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning for you now, isn't it? I have purposely put a special time for Asian countries, India, Pakistan, Iran, Singapore, Philippines, and other places. And then also it suits New Zealand and Australia time zone as well. That's 8 p.m. Vancouver time. 8 p.m. Vancouver time. That's what I purposely did that so I wouldn't inconvenience you guys in India to stay up so late. But it's up to you. You want to stay up. No problems. Parvin says, male 28 India. Hi Mehran, just watching your friends and everyone getting settled and feeling myself like a lost cause in this world. Nah. What lost cause? We're all, here for a purpose. Nobody's lost cause. Why always people say at this age you should be married and settled? Who says that? You marry when you marry. You marry when you think you want to. You marry when you have figured out, some things about job and things like that. You have some money. Because with marriage comes responsibilities, and maybe your wife is not going to be able to bring more money than you do, or maybe she will, but maybe you guys have to, face with some other financial challenges. So you got to get that kind of sorted out a little bit. before you can seriously consider marrying someone. It's not a joke. It's not a thing to do. I'm getting married. Well, okay. Do you have a place? Do you have some money? Do you have a job? Do you have things that you gotta have in order to make that, to be on the right foot, right track to move on with your wife together? Is she having a job? Is she having enough education? Is she doing something? Is she bringing some help to the economy of the house, place, or your union? Or if she is, are you bringing some? So you got to be checking all these things out before you just say, okay, you got to be settled by age 20. What happens if you're not? You got to get the foundation. It's like saying, why don't you build a high rise here? Well, I got to check the foundation first. I got to figure out the design and architecture and how good the foundation is and all that. You got to have that foundation. You can't just, okay, I'm 28, I got to get married. No. And Parvin says, then if not, then you're unsuccessful. No, that's nonsense, garbage. Go find your success in the way that you like and then get married. Not before. Unless she's rich. or she's got a job that she can, help supporting both of you until you get your act together. But it should be a mutual thing, both of you on the same boat, trying for the same purposes. And Mark says, Team Mehran, we just did our second 5K run, shaved some time off of my time from last week, and felt loads more comfortable. Good. Excellent. Mark says 36 UK. Good. But Mark, don't overdo it. Give enough rest in between and do what things needs to be done. And hopefully you have the right shoes so you have a little bit of a cushion, especially these long runs are maybe on asphalt, not necessarily that great. So make sure your shoes are good. Reality says, is this 100% live? Yeah, it is 100% live. Maybe 99 point, because there's a 20 cent. See how much I'm thinking about money. It's 20-second delay, so it is and it is not. Within 20 seconds, it is 100% live. Parvin says, this sometimes gives me anxiety attack and makes me feel like I've lost everything. Why? What? Check yourself out. Ears here, nose here, eyes, face, hands, legs, everything is here. I haven't lost anything. Brain, so far so good. I haven't lost anything. So, don't worry. All good. Just continue on. Get your act together and prepare for what it is that you want to embark on. Masoon Salsa says, male 13 US 13 says, hey Mehran, I have been dealing with HOCD for about 6 months. And I have been watching your playlist about HOCD. And I still think that I might be gay. My life has been living hell. You're 13 years old. There is no sense for you thinking about these things. When you're older, then at this age, so many emotions and so many questions and so many thoughts might come to your mind, especially with all kinds of intrusive information out there that finds its way to our minds, especially when you're so young. You don't really know the relevance of them to you at all, but you'll be subjected to the suggestions, and then you start running with it in your mind and worrying about it. And none of that should take place at your age. But unfortunately, with all the unfiltered extra information irrelevant and inappropriate information being the children being subjected at their young age, and they won't be able to process it at that age. It misleads them. So just stay away from all these things. Do not worry about it. And talk to your family and talk to your doctor or psychologist if you have a concern. But at this age, you should just be out playing. Don't give a shit. Just do your thing. And you're 13 years old, so go play. These things, these are thoughts. Nothing to do with you, irrelevant to you. Just go on. And you're too young to be here anyhow, dear. If it's a real call, if you're a real person, you're too young to be here. So that question should be talked with your mom and dad and your doctor and psychologists. But it's all irrelevant to you, and don't focus on it. Just enjoy your schooling and don't pay attention in any words uttered from others, bullies or this and that, or any thought that appears in your head. They're all irrelevant. Just focus on things that are according to the happenings of life, day to day, your studies, your friends. Don't worry about these things. Too much information is interfering with your natural self. Ross says, hey, Mehran, male 31 UK. Hello, Ross. And Ross says, Mehran, how many times on average do you think people fall in love in their lives? Oh, it could be many, but you know what? Most of them are not love. They're just infatuation and lust. You know, takes quite a bit of a time to know if you really love someone. It's not just an idea. It's supposed to be backed with behavior. So, Gavin says, sometimes I complete a video project or anything else. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel like I'm giving my best, even though I am. I always feel like I can do better. Okay. Why do I never feel satisfied? Learn to be satisfied. You know, you're competing because you're not doing it for you. You're doing for kudos. Who's going to think about what I'm doing? Somebody's watching it. Somebody is going to judge it. So I'm doing it for them. Do it for yourself. Do it the best you can. That's all you can think of it. Leave the rest. Don't worry about it too much. Just nonsense. Wasting your life. Gavin, don't worry about these people. Who cares? They can put a thumbs down. Doesn't matter. The fact that they're thrown out, that's the maximum they can do. What else? So don't worry about it. And Mordi, Male 22 USA says, hello Mehran, I'm seeking guidance and your videos have helped me quite a bit. I need some more specific help if you don't mind, considering my situation. Well, Mordi, this is the live talk and we are more than happy to make comments on things, but when it becomes quite involved, I'm unable to accommodate you because it's a live talk. It's supposed to help as many questions as we can, but look, yours is a book, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20. It's like a troll And we've had experiences with trolls making up stories. And reading this, I would be more than happy to do it, but you got to go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, make an appointment on Skype, and if you make a 1 hour appointment, I'll throw in another hour for you on me. As a new client, you will have 2 hours so we can discuss what's concerning you. But in live talk, it's not supposed to become a private discussion. And we've had experiences with people who really were disingenuine, and they were just trying to have fun. All kind of scenarios, which we can't tell. So when it becomes too big, even though it's legitimate, and you might very well be, but I'm afraid I can't attend to it because I don't know if it is or not, and it's also too many. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This is not a live talk discussion. So even you might be legitimate, but it's just going to take away from other people's questions and time. And so I ask you to go there, and I'll give you that hour extra when you make an appointment, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Otherwise, we've had this experience. I'm sorry, I don't mean that you're disgenuine. You may be very genuine, and I'd be looking forward to help anybody here, but we've been played because of the goodness of our hearts, and we care about people. And I'm not going to go through 15 paragraphs anymore. You can go to my channel and make an appointment. I'm here for you, no problem, if that's real. All right. Maliha says, hi Mehran, hope you're fine. Female 27, Pakistan. Hello Maliha. I read your last paragraph pretty much, Murdi, so you'll see that we do have intention to help, but this is not what we could do on the live. Your last one says, could you advise me on how to move on from a relationship that didn't have a truly bad ending, as well as how to make the process of looking for a partner feel less hopeless? First of all, anything in life that you want to pursue is not hopeless. It's always hopeful. It's number one. So it's not something how to make it. It's a state of mind. Anything you want to reach, there must be a hope in it. That's why you want to reach it. You got to have hope for it. You can't start saying, I want to go across the street, but I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I want to step forward. I don't know if I want to move my body. I don't know if I want to get up. Well, what does that mean? You're stopping yourself. But say, I want to go across the street. I'm going to watch for the light to turn green for me. I'm going to be in good shape. I want to watch, and I'm going to focus, and I'm going to take my steps, and then I'm going to get the other side, then I'm on the other side. You have a plan for it, yeah? So same thing. Right now, you want to pursue other relationships, make something good out of yourself, focus on what you can accomplish in life, make your plans come true, get a job or finish your studies, whatever your age is. I think it's 22 or something, and feel accomplished a little bit. Then you have something to offer, and with that you create confidence in yourself, and then that confidence shows when you're talking to a girl, and they would be more interested in getting to know more about you. And don't be there just to enjoy yourself. Be there to get to know them, and then they get to know you, and then you see if you guys are compatible and can be finding commonalities, and then go from there. So that's one. The other thing is that how to move on. Well, on this channel, we've got all kind of playlists. Just go on my channel, look at the playlist, and the one that says how to move on. And in that, you will have number of titles that one of you says, or the other one, one of the titles says things that you are interested in. You can read them, and choose the one that is suitable to your situation, and that will help out. Or just type in the word that explains your emotion at the moment in the search engine of my channel. There's bound to be a video on it, because we've got over 1,700 standalone videos. And pretty much anything you think about under the sun after a breakup, we have a video on it. I hope that would be a little bit helpful to you. And I understand. He says, I'm sorry for sharing so many details. I feel it's difficult to concisely express myself. No, the videos are there for you. But this is not the right place for like 15, 20 paragraphs. So that's the best I can do, and I apologize for not being able to do more. Gyro Pitt says, I was in a relationship for 4 years. It was a very toxic relationship. We broken up so many times, but now I decided it's time to move on. We have a 1-year-old baby, and it's been 3 weeks I moved out. All right, you moved out, and says, and she hasn't let me see my daughter. I have fighting anxiety. What should I do? Well, listen, you live in the country. Where are you actually? Give me that information before I get back to it. Let me know your age and where you're tuning in from. Gyro. Mordi says, okay, Mehran, thank you. I will contact you privately. And thank you, Ross. It helps to know that I'm not alone. Oh, yeah, for sure, you're not alone. That's definitely for sure. We're all in the same boat, all over the world. I don't care which nationality we're. This is normal for any one of us. So it's part of life. So don't look down, look up, keep your chin up, because you're just as normal as everybody else. So, and this too shall pass, don't worry. But watch the videos. I've got all kinds of answers for you there. I just can't go through them all here. But I look forward to talk to you on Skype if that is what you should decide. And Gyro says, New Jersey 38. All right. Gyro, you're 38 years old, and you just broke up with the girlfriend, and you're saying that she doesn't let me see my daughter. She is just one part of the parenthood of that child. You're entitled to the child as much as she is. You simply go to court and get joint custody. That's it. And then you two will share raising this child, providing a positive environment for her without fighting in front of her, being kind to each other in front of her. If you hate each other's guts even, just be kind in front of her. Let her feel secure that there is a mom, there is a dad. And she's very little right now, but consult your wife or your partner that not to bring other guys into the presence of the child. Don't try to initiate her into a new man in your life. That is between you and them. When the child is with the father, the woman can go on date and do whatever she wants to do. And then when the child is with the mother, the man can go out and do whatever he wants to do. But don't bring new people in front of your children when you just, got divorced and the children are so small. Don't do that. This affects their psychology, their psyche. They need to feel secure. And you have to be involved in the life of your daughter like a planted coconut tree that was not going to go anywhere. You're going to help them. You're going to help the mother with money. You're going to take care of the child as much as you can and share as much as you can. Maybe not at the moment because she needs the milk and all the other things that you may not be able to do since you're not living in the same place. But you got to protect that child's right, which is right to her mother and her father. Both of you should have a strong role in her life, and both of you should have a clean, clear, friendly, cordial conversation about what's best for the little one. So explain to her that it's not a good idea to introduce her boyfriends and bring about this and that, and you do not do the same. You also do the same. In other words, you don't bring women around the little one when she's a little bit older, from now until she's a little older. Separate your personal lives from the life of the child and make sure that the child is protected and feels safe and can rely on mother and father, and that there is no one going to take away her mom, another guy coming to the picture, and no one is going to take her father away, another girl in the picture. So just sort that out. She comes first. She wasn't there when you two decided to get together and get to know each other and become boyfriend, girlfriend, and then have sex and all that. She wasn't there to make that decision. So you can't suddenly say, okay, now we're done, so you're on your own, and we're going to not give you the father and the mother scenario that every child should have, because we just, don't get along. Too late. God damn it. You guys make a decision. You have all the chances to separate before you have a child. Now that you have a child, well, that's not your saying anymore. But you've done it now, so now you got to make damn sure there's going to be as close as to a real parent as possible by talking to each other and making sure this is understood, how important this is. Maybe not so important for you guys or convenient, but that's what you guys got into. It's important for her and her upbringing. That's what you should be focusing on. All right. Rolling on says, hi Mehran, can you trim your response to Siddhartha question and post it? I'd like to listen and understand it properly as I can relate to it. Yeah, I hopefully will. But it takes time. There's another 4 live streams that I've got a number of real goodies in there that I want to trim them as one video separately. They're like going to be maybe 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 separate videos that we've got good pieces in there that I think can be helpful to people. And this one too. But in the meantime, this is going to be on, and you can simply find it in there until I get to it and trim it. Maliha says, today 16 people are online and 16 like. That's good. Now we have 16 people and 19 like. Last one, 15. And Rolling On says, and the title of the video should be how to stop salivating while waiting. That doesn't make sense. Rolling On, the heck with you. Is that how you advise me? Nobody's going to look for that title. What does that mean? It maybe means something to you, but we are trying to make it a clickbait. You're not trying to say, oh, what? This is how people are going to read this. This somebody goes on YouTube, and this is what they're going to see. Going to see a number of things and say, title video, how to stop salivating while waiting. So what? That's what they're going to say. What are you trying to do to the channel? Go put your helmet on. Okay, Oscar was here and is here again, Laura. Oscar says, hey, I'm male 16 and my friend killed himself 2 months ago and I don't know what to do. I'm feeling so lost, sad, and feel cheated, and life is so strange and sad. Can you help me? I would like to help you, dear, but I'm sorry. I think this is a matter that you should go to your psychologist, who can actually have ongoing access to you every day, and you guys can discuss it, or with your parents. And at the same time, this is something that you're at the age that you need to be talking to your parents about this, unless they make an appointment for you with me, with their consent, and they should also be in the meeting. Then we can discuss this. But otherwise, I don't think I can discuss this with you here. So please consult your psychologists in your city or your parents in this regard. Thank you. J. Hopkins says, hi Mehran, 19 UK, and hope you're doing well. Just wanted to say thank you for your content. Your videos helped me, and I managed to finally overcome HOCD. Aha! Thank you, brother. Best wishes. Delighted to hear that, Jay. Delighted to hear that. I trust you watched the playlist Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. And there may be 50 or so videos in there, but there are 20 of them numbered. I hope you have watched all those numbered videos in that playlist, 20 of them, because they would give you insights, and also the links for Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Phillipson, Dr. Jane Weiner. They're all in there, and many other references, scientists and so on. So I hope that you've studied them all, and I'm delighted to hear that. As long as you understand how the malfunction of the brain works, then you'll be able to know how to handle it if it ever comes back, which it may. But then you know the jig is up. You know what it is. It's just a thought and irrelevant to you. And that's how you deal with it. Anyhow, I'm delighted that you shared that with us. I appreciate that. Thank you. Rolling On says it's catchy title. Yeah, it's catchy, but it makes no sense to people. Salivating while waiting. What is it, an ice cream shop? Amit says, male 37, will the pain I feel after a breakup gets easier with time, organically, no matter what I do? Yes. Simple, yes. Even if you don't want to get rid of it, it'll get rid of you, because that thought and illusions of, oh, something devastating has happened, will go away, because nothing devastating has happened, just the way it works. No, I don't think so, Benjamin. But this is no different than anything else about HOCD. Just stop reacting to thoughts, and don't entertain thoughts as if they're actuality. They can come up with all kind of suggestions, but you don't have to pay attention to it. Just interrupt the thought patterns and focus on life, and let it not be encouraged by you or given a chance to get a foothold. By interrupting the thought and recognizing what it is, calling it for what it is, it's intrusive thoughts. It's OCD. It's not me. It's thought. Thought is not me. It's the brain. Brain is not me. You recognize them for what they are, call them for what they are, and relabel them, as Dr. Schwartz explains, which the link is there for you, and then you see them for what they are, and that they're not part of you, they're irrelevant to you, based on your values, and then you go on with your daily life, and you cut this connection of you constantly focusing on these intrusive thoughts that they have no reality to them, but they want to take your time focusing on them. Don't focus on them. Recognize them what they are, call them for what they are, and move on. Otherwise, there's all kind of things that you're going to say, oh, what this, what that. All of them are irrelevant, as I've explained in those videos. Thank you, Benjamin. Yes. And now it's time for you, by your knowledge about the videos, to help yourself by following them, rather than constantly with a new thought, follow that new thought. Oh, how about this? Oh, how about that? I got to be sure about that. No, you don't have to be sure about any of this shit that happens to your head in form of thoughts. You just focus on what it is, the actual truth, which is your biology. Biology has been made, and when it was made as who you are, which you acted on it as a heterosexual all your life. The rest of it is bullshit. Just, it will not change. Doesn't matter what you think. And don't let your thoughts cheat you out of your true biology by suggesting this, suggesting that. Tell them just fuck off. I know what I am, what I've always been, what I always will be, because that cannot change by thoughts. It wasn't given to me by thoughts. It cannot be changed by thoughts. So the rest of it is illusory, bullshit, irrelevant to you, and call them for what it is and move on. Stop paying attention to it, but pay attention to what things that is your responsibility to do, to accomplish, and get involved with life, and let it dissipate on its own by the knowledge that you have already accumulated from the links that I put there and the videos that I put there. Protect what you want to be, what you are, what your values are, what you love about yourself and you've always loved. Protect it. Put that in your core principles, gatekeepers, wise advocate, and protect it. That's who you are. And don't let thoughts say anything otherwise. The hell with them. No respect for thoughts. Simple as that. And Luna says, scroll up and find my message on the aforementioned technical term in asking about you. Thank you. Oh, okay. Did I miss that? Oh, yeah, maybe in the middle of the talks that I was having with Murdy. Luna says, Mehran, there may be a lag in the system or something, but you skipped my message beginning. Yeah, I got it. I did get it. Is there any other one? Are you talking about another one? Well, I think I did. I think now I've already remedied it and I saw your answer. Right? Yeah, I think so. But this is new. It says scroll up and find my message on the aforementioned technical term I'm asking about. Oh, technical term. Ah, there it is. It says, Mehran, what is the term you have used in the past to convey the notion of tasting lemon by thinking of it? I ask this as, again, the system may have skipped message. Yeah, I didn't see that until now. When possible, please can you? There was no particular term. It's a reaction, emotional reaction to thought. I think that's what I said. When you focus or imagine a sour grape or a green grape or lemon or lime, that you can picture and see the image of you cutting the lime with knife, and then it's so juicy and then it's so sour. So you're actually having an emotional reaction to the imagery, to the thought of something. But you're not really actually having a lemon. You're reacting to the idea of lemon, but because the idea of what lemon is and how it affects a human being, either through personal experience that is recorded in your memory and it's available for you to have access to that memory, or through what you've seen, how people say it tastes something. Let's say it's not lemon, it's something you have not tasted, or you read about it, explains how it tastes, and you've had something sour in the past, so you can relate to it. Or if it's an action that you didn't personally experience it, like riding a horse or running or falling or whatever. It could be a sexual act, but you don't have a personal experience about that. But the thought and imagery creates something that has to do with sex, and even that is not the sex that you prefer, but the idea of sex as it's presented, it associates itself to what sex is for you. And then you react to it, but then you think, oh, I reacted to the idea of sex, which I'm not interested in. You didn't react to that thought that was suggested, or the suggestion in the thought, which is a type of a sex that you have nothing to, is irrelevant to you. But because the word sex is there, it associates itself with what sex means to you and always meant to you, and your body may have a reaction, but then you mistakenly would think, oh, it's a reaction to the actual suggestion of the as the thought appeared. It's not. It's a reaction to the association of what the thought was suggesting in your case, in your life. So if it says sour, it may be talking about, I don't know, sour shit. But you never had sour shit. You never had shit. You never ate shit. But the word sour is in there, which you've had something that was sour. So then you react to that and you say, oh, that means I reacted to shit. You didn't. It was the association of the general idea that happened to be in this thought that is irrelevant to you. Same thing for anything else. That the wording attaches itself to its association about what is your experience or your knowledge about that particular experience with using same word, and it associates with your experience rather than what the thought is using that word for. So the thought might say, it was a cold day in hell. Oh, you've never been in hell, and you know, but you know what cold is, so on. So your association would be something that you experienced and you have in your mind, but has nothing to do with what the word is. Or it could say, it was a cold day in Arctic. You've never been in Arctic. So, but you know what cold is. So the word cold associates to finding what cold experience you had, and then you react, your body gets cold, and you say, oh, I reacted to the coldness of the Arctic. You didn't. You reacted to cold in association relevant to you. That's the same as if some intrusive thought shows up and talks about you being a pedophile or wanting to kill someone, or having sex with same gender, and the word sex or the word kill or the word whatever it is, let's say pedophile, you have heard these on news and books or other information mediums, and then your reaction to what descriptions that you've heard in news and other sources would be a reaction to the concept that in your case, for example, it's about, let's say, harming someone, pushing someone over the edge of the platform of a train station. you have seen that in the movies, so you can react to it, but that reaction does not represent the fact that you agree or that you reacted to that thought as a favorable reaction. Or any intrusive thoughts, sexual intrusive thoughts, you react to the thought that has the word or suggestion of sex, but sex in your case takes you to all the other experiences that you've had personally about sex, and you may react to that, and then you mistakenly say, oh, I reacted to a homosexual thought. No, you reacted to the concept of sex, and you selectively omitted everything else, and you just took what sex means to you, and you have a certain reaction of some kind, and then you say, oh, that reaction was because of that direct reaction to that particular suggestion. No. So these are what I call emotional reaction to the thought. And the thought somehow has other inventory of information that has gotten into your consciousness, which is totally not personal experience, but the knowledge is available. Seen it in the movies, heard it here, read it about it, saw such lifestyles out there and so on. So you're familiar with the concept, but then the concept has words, and each word represents a certain thing based on the experiences that one had or based on the information that's out there, but its reactions are not the reactions that the thought is suggesting. Is different based on different information, but mistakenly is going to be considered, oh, I reacted to that what the thought was suggested. Not so. And that could be confusing and misleading. Luna says, thank you for explaining. The reason I asked is because it seems to have timed out, and hence I cannot retype it here again. But I wanted to share how I feel. I'm sitting in the room with you as a result of the olfactory association of Taylor's herbal tea to your live stream sessions, and this made me feel happy. I see. That's all I wish to share. But it seems as though YouTube's team are asleep. We have ping on the job. Oh, sleeping on the job. Okay. And Anonymous says, male 31 from Pakistan, what advice you will give for unemployed male 30 age? What should we do to become successful? Well, you want to find employment to begin with, and if you can't find employment, see what's the market needs. Maybe you go find a product that people really want, but they can't easily have access to it. So buy a couple cheaper and bring it to a different part of town and sell it more expensive and make some money. You know? I remember when the revolution in Iran took place, factories were all shut down, businesses were all closed pretty much, and we were a bunch of us, university educated, had just returned home from different countries where we got our education, and we were bored. There was no job. We were each employed in some company, and at the time I was working for a purchasing department of a truck manufacturing company related to Daimler Benz of Germany. And then everything shut down. due to the revolution was taking place, and there was nothing to do, and we were hungry to work, and we were young, and at the time we had just finished university. We wanted to be active, so we couldn't sit around. And you have to understand that the whole country was shut down. So what my friend and I did, I mean, there was no diseases, so everything was working, but the businesses were shut down, factories were shut down. And so what we did, well, we would wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, and by about 5 o'clock or 4:30, like we would wake up earlier, by 4:30 we were at the main bazaar, at the part of the town that everything is available there, but usually people who are not in the business of, this sort of anything, the consumers are not going there pretty much. The wholesalers go. So we would go there and fill our specially made containers. Remember, it's a country that everything is shut down. So it's not like this is what you do every day, but that's emergency time if you want to. You're an entrepreneur, you're young, you want to do something. So we would be there with special refrigerator, portable ones, would buy ice creams. Ice cream, all kind of colors and hundreds of them. We put it in those containers and start going 50 kilometers to the north part of town where all the schools were opening up. At 6 o'clock, we had finished 30 different schools, or how many schools there was, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, whatever. And we had sold all the ice creams that we bought at a fraction of the price that we were selling it from the bazaar, but we delivered it to all the schools that they were not having any ice cream, but they wanted to make money themselves. The school wanted, so they bought all our ice creams. So every day we made good money. So we weren't making the ice cream. We were buying it from reputable place, a good ice cream, cheaper, and taking it way out there, making it conveniently ready for them to buy at their door, let's say the school or wherever it was. And we made it, pretty good money. And then when the schools finished, because it was summertime, beginning of summer, so that didn't last too long. So schools were not open anymore. So what we did, we figured lots of people are probably leaving the country. So they're going where? Getting their passports. So where's the passport office? Okay, they line up like crazy. So we went to the bazaar, the part that I just told you, a different part of it. We bought canned orange juice. Canned orange juice at the time was coming from Taiwan. And these canned orange juices, we bought them for 20 rials, let's say 20 units. And we took them to way up where the other side of town, where the passport office were, and people lining up. We sold them as 60 units, 3 times more. And we had a lineup. And then, of course, there were French benefits too. The girls would show up, say, "Oh, we saw you this," because we did other things. We also, did all kind of crazy things. We had money, and we went and to some industrial part of the country. We had them make a mobile kitchen for us. So we spent $10,000. Then it was Tuman, which was about $1,500. There was lots of money then. We're talking about 40 years ago, 42 years ago. So that was like, I don't know, $20,000 now, I guess. So we had a portable mobile trailer, kitchen made. So we then had it delivered to a certain special place. And again, the country is shut down. Parks, there's no food there. So we bought the best hamburger meat. We had it in my kitchen, my mom's kitchen, our big home. Very clean, very sanitary. We prepared all the burgers and put them in the ice boxes, and the bread and the sauce, special sauce that I knew. So we would we would cook the hamburgers on site in the park in our mobile, and we had special wicked people lining up like crazy. We sold so many hamburgers, and at night we would come home, my friend and myself, we sit down, we see the money there, and he would be saying, one for you, one for me. We would first put the money, what we spent for the raw, source of meat and the sausages and the bread and the drinks and all these things. And we were very clean, we were very polite. And when people would show up and say, do you have this? I said, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I don't have it, but I'll make sure I'll get it for you. They would not, because they were not used to be spoken so politely to. So they would say, I don't know where you guys are from. Nobody talks to us. Nobody says, oh, I will get it for you. They'll say, oh, go, I don't have it. We brought a different culture for that particular time, and they were really very appreciative. So by the time that we were selling orange juices in front of the passport office, there were many girls who had seen us selling hamburger at the hamburger place, and they'd say, oh, you guys are the ones who, were there. And say, yeah. So we had fun and found friends, and at the same time, we were making good money. So 20 units for each orange juice can, and then sell it at 60. We made good money. So this is one of the things that you can do if there is no job, and you can buy a couple of things. Don't buy big to stick on your hand and you don't know what to do with it and you lose money. And they could perish. Buy something that's not perishable. And go and talk. First find out how much, let's say, I don't know, I'm just saying, how much the ice creams are from the source. And then figure out your price and go to, I don't know, schools or wherever you want to sell it, the stores. Say, I can bring this ice cream for you for this much. How many do you want? Stuff like that. First get that agreement, and then don't buy more than what you can sell. Maybe buy a couple of products. If it's not edible, something that doesn't get, it's not perishable, that's better. So you won't lose your money on the time or melts or whatnot, or the sandwich goes bad. And then you will figure out, buy a couple, sell a couple, buy a couple, sell a couple, and then maybe you'll start a business. Now, I'm not recommending this to you. It's just an idea of what I did. What you're going to be doing is depending on what the market there accepts and wants. So you make a feasibility study and figure things out. Don't just do because I said so. No, I didn't say so. I just said what I did. So, and then the country was still shut down. So there was nothing else. So we started playing ping pong. We bought a ping pong table and went to the basement of my home. We were playing ping pong, and he was an excellent. He was in the team in UK. He studied in Birmingham, and that's my friend that we met in military, and he passed away a few years ago. And so we used to play ping pong. He was in the national team of at the time, or at some certain age, and he was really good. He was good. We had fun. So, but you make use of your time. You don't just hang around, do nothing. Find a way. And Excalibur says, actually, Mehran, I had a brief battle with HOCD many years ago. Thought only stay around if you worry about them. Yeah. I started encouraging them, and they fucked off. 10 years later, I'm straight. You've always been straight. Even when those thoughts comes, you're straight. It's just that intrusion and the malfunction of the signaling system of the caudate nucleus, as we all now know after, if you've watched the videos that I've made, based on the presentation of Dr. Schwartz, based on the research work Dr. Grable and her student at MIT, Kyle Smith, done on the neuroscience of habit. And the more you think of it, it becomes a habit. And every time you do a compulsion, which is thinking about it in a case of HOCD, you get secretion of dopamine, and the dopamine makes it to become a addiction. And then you do it for dopamine, no longer the obsession. And then it becomes a habit, and no longer you're doing for the dopamine or the obsession, the compulsion for the obsession. You just do it because it's become your habit. You don't even know why you're doing it. Thinking about the thinking, To this day, sometimes I find myself when I'm standing in the elevator, I see a square. I go on the four parts of the square. Very benign, very uh, seldom, and nothing that is doing all the time. Just if I'm standing in the elevator and see a four corner of a tile, I go on the four corner of the tile, just like a dance. I have no idea why even I do it. Why didn't I ever did it? Well, I remember before it was like, oh, if I don't do it, my parents may die. So it was all the fear of protecting what you love. And then later on, you don't have that and you don't do that anymore. But once in a while, you do that because it became a habit. I did it for so long, it became a habit. And the habit is kind of hard to get rid of. So when you consider the OCD or any subset of OCD, entertain it for so long, it may become a habit, and once in a while it can show up. But then when you know what it is, then you'll just ignore it and find it irrelevant. And then according to the techniques that we talked about, Dr. Schwartz has talked about and I've talked about in my videos, then that will be handled easily. E.D. Clark says, I saw a good quote regarding breakup. It says, don't cheat on your future with your past. Really resonated with it. Yeah, okay. Sure. Good. 3 months on and in a much better place. Good. Excellent. Anonymous says, thank you, sir. Sorry for my English, but I want a good job as a teacher. But I have wasted 3 years for preparation of government job. Well, go get a teacher's job. If that's what you like, that's what you do. Excalibur says, that's right. What are you doing after the stream? Ocean walk? No, I don't know. I will have to call and see. I was going to visit my mother today, and we'll see how she feels. Okay, guys, it looks like we have hit all the questions, and we don't have anything more here, at least not that I can see. So it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. We went over again today, which probably my fault. I talked too much. However, I look forward to talk to you again, perhaps tonight at 8 p.m. Vancouver time, or tomorrow at 1 p.m. Vancouver time. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.